call as well. On the call as well, we have Procell Therapies educator and trainer, Laura Lean. Okay, so I guess we'll get started, Maria. Should we go ahead and get going?
I think we've got a few more minutes to wait. Maybe
Okay.
Danielle, we'll give it 3 more minutes if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah, sounds good.
No, everyone's time is valuable. We won't keep you too long. We just want to make sure we get everybody in here, and for some folks, it may just be trying to log in.
Of course.
So we've got a few on the call. We've got Ruba. Hi, Ruba. And
hi, Ruba.
And Dolores, Maria, of course. We're happy to have everyone. I'm going to just be, so my name is Laura, just so everybody knows. I'm going to be on the call here while Danielle is doing the demo live. I'll be in the chat, so if any questions come up, then feel free to put them in the chat and I'd be happy to answer. Hi, Ruba. She is from Raleigh, North Carolina. Nice.
So Ruba has actually just purchased the Procell device.
Oh, wonderful.
So she's just here to learn a little bit more.
Welcome aboard, Ruba. You're going to love it. Okay, it's only 3:31, so let's just give it another minute or two.
Okay, sounds good.
Your model is comfortable?
Oh, yeah.
Looks very comfortable. Angelica, Dolores, if you can hear us, do you want to put in the chat where you're from? Or unmute if you would like. Dolores says, hi guys, she's from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome. Nice to have you.
Hello.
Okay. And Angelica is from Auburn. Is WA Wyoming or Washington? Auburn, Washington.
Oh, Washington.
Washington, I'm guessing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Welcome. And we have Heather. Heather, do you want to tell us where you're from? We're happy to have you here, and an iPad also joining us. Okay, so I think we are maybe good to go. Maria, do you want Danielle to go ahead and start? Okay, just one moment, Danielle. We've got a couple other comments here. Heather is from College Station, Texas. Nice. Nice to have you. And yes, Ruba, she's very excited. She's a licensed esthetician, almost 10 years, owner of Lotus Blossom, located in, is it Cary, North Carolina? Hopefully I got that right. And
North Carolina, yeah.
Danielle is your Procell teacher, and she is amazing. Yes, you're very lucky to have.
Oh, thank you.
My favorite people. Okay, all right. So I think we're good to start, Danielle. It's 3:34, so we don't want to keep everybody waiting who's logged on here.
Okay, perfect. So hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And Mariah, thank you for having us. My name's Danielle again, and I'm an educator and trainer with Procell Therapies, and also the owner of New Laser Spa in BC, Canada. On the call, we also have Laura Lean, and she is also a trainer and educator with Procell Therapies. So we are so excited to share with you all today all the benefits of Procell Therapies microchanneling. And I'm also going to be doing a live demonstration on my model today. This is Penny. She has had a couple treatments with me before. So today we're going to be working at a 0.25 depth. If you guys have any questions throughout the demo, Laura will be happy to answer them. So you can type them up in the chat box and she'll answer them. So feel free to ask away. So if you guys haven't heard of us, Procell Therapies microchanneling, we like to call it microneedling evolved. So it's the next generation of microneedling. So this is a non-invasive treatment, creating thousands and thousands of microchannels into the skin, creating micro injuries. So we're basically tricking the skin into an injury so that we can reverse damage and promote healing. And then we also have our growth factor serums, which are derived from human bone marrow. And that's going to help build healthy new collagen that we no longer produce as we get older. Okay. So today, we're going to be working on our MD device. So with Procell, we do have two devices. We have a Pro device and an MD device. So this one's the MD device. They work exactly the same. The only difference is the MD device is faster RPM. So it's all the way up to 9,000 RPM. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit quieter, and it's quicker. So your treatments are going to go a lot quicker. Okay. And as I said, we're going to be working at a 0.25 depth, which is basically the depth for collagen induction. We don't need to do any numbing. So we've done a cleanse and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to disinfect her skin. And then we'll jump right into the treatment. So this is just an alcohol wipe I'm using just to make sure that we've removed all the oil, makeup, everything. Hold your breath for a second. I'm just going to go under the nose. Perfect. Okay. So with the device, we do have two speeds. So we have low speed and high speed. Mainly, we're going to be working on the high speed. There is some areas which we would use the low speed. And then we also have our growth factor serums that we're going to be using. So we always want to be sure that we're stamping onto, we're going to be stamping onto the serum. So we would never stamp onto dry skin. Okay. So I'm just going to start here. I'm going to actually move this a little bit closer so that we can see a little better. Okay. Is that okay, Laura? Can you see?
Yeah, it looks good, Danielle. We've got
okay, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So with Procell, we use a stamping technique. So I'm going to start down here. So I'm going to roll the serum on. Enough to kind of do 2 rows. We would never roll the serum on the full face because it would be dry. So there we go. And then I'm going to go on to high speed here. Okay. And then we're basically going to be doing 10 taps. How's it feeling? Good, good. So depending, on your device and what depth you're using, it will, depend on how many taps you're doing. But again, we're just working at the 0.25 just to stimulate that collagen. Okay. And I'm not sure if hopefully you guys can see okay. But she is turning a little bit of a light pink here. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. And that's exactly what we want. There's no bleeding, no inflammation, just a nice sunburnt pink. Okay. So with Penny, we're basically treating, she has a little bit of pigmentation, a little bit of sun damage, as well as fine lines and wrinkles, and just a little bit of tightening. very, very little downtime with Procell. 90 minutes till the next day. The redness has subsided. And they can go back to their normal activities. So we can treat fine lines, wrinkles, pigmentation, reduce pore size, tone and texture. And then we also have body treatments. So we can treat surgical scarring, we can treat stretch marks, we can do some body tightening as well. And then we also have our hair treatments for clients who have thinning hair. All our growth factors are derived from human bone marrow in an FDA-approved lab. So can you see how, how pink she's turning? So it's no swelling, no bleeding.
Yes, Danielle, actually, I think on my end anyways, I definitely can see the pink starting to happen, which is great. We can see the difference for sure.
And again, you're not feeling any pain, are you?
No.
No, it's just some people say it's kind of like a little bit of a facial massage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not too bad. So I'm going to work 2 in a minute. Yeah, perfect. We can go directly under the eye. So when we go under the eye, we go into the low speed. And we're not stamping 10 taps in one place. We're just going to do 1 tap and a couple passes. You want to open? Yeah, perfect. We just can do a couple taps. And again, it's not very much. We just want to stimulate that collagen. Perfect. Crow's feet. So anytime there is a wrinkle, we want to be sure we're stretching the skin so we can get right into the base of that wrinkle. So we're stamping at a 90-degree angle. We're nice, clean, even, consistent channels. And we're using our arm. So we're not using our wrist like this because, we would go in at all different angles. It's just a very easy, clean stamp.
It's just like stamping a pad of paper, really.
Yeah.
Just a nice, sort of fluid movement, no movement from the wrist.
Exactly. This device, this tip is isolating in and out super fast. So it does all the work. All you need to do is just basically make contact with the skin. So I'm going to do a little bit of less taps on the forehead because it is pretty tight and bony.
So our goal with any Procell treatment is, as you can see Danielle's model, the cheek where she started, getting that nice pink erythema. That's really the sweet spot with Procell. We're not trying to get the bleeding like Danielle said, and we don't want the deep trauma to the skin. So you just want, it should almost look like a mild sunburn or windburn when your client is done.
how much do you charge? Because obviously I love to call the group the money making esthetician. So because I really like people to get comfortable with their numbers. So how much is it for a cost? Like how much is it for the serums? And then how much do you charge per treatment?
So I'm in Canada, and so I charge $350 a treatment. Practitioners in the States will charge anywhere from 300 plus. And the cost varies. We do have two different serums, but as low as $70 is the cost. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Laura.
Yeah, no, that's right. So actually, the typical pricing is usually around 350. Danielle's correct there, and a cost per treatment if you were using the MD serums. So your tip, the MD serum, your mask that you use after is around $70. There is a aftercare that can go home with the client, and so some people choose to include that in the treatment price, and then I would recommend going to 400 if you're doing that. If you're not including the aftercare, I would sell it for around 50 or 60 a box, and then yeah, the cost per treatment is about 70. Now if you're doing pro treatments, and pro, the difference between pro and MD really is that the MD serums have a stronger or greater concentration of the growth factors. So they have the most bang for your buck sort of thing. If you've got anyone with more skin tissue needing repaired, whether it's from aging or scarring, etc., you want to go with the heavy hitter, the MD. Now, MD, don't let that throw you. That doesn't mean you have to work with a doctor necessarily or be a doctor or be in the MD field. It's just the name of that product line. The pro, on the other hand, is really good more for prevention or anyone under 40. So if you have, clients, some clients in their 20s and 30s, and they're starting to worry about the texturing of their skin, or they have a little bit of acne breakouts, they have a little bit of crow's feet, a little fine lines starting. Pro is wonderful for that. Pro works really good on loose, lax skin as well. Like if you have, that crepey skin we get as we get older under the arms or around the knees, upper, lower thighs, upper knee area. The Pro works really good on body treatments too. And then of course the hair treatments. So the Pro treatments would cost you, I believe it's about $50 per treatment, and you would charge $300 to $350 a treatment. So generally you're making, a treatment time is an hour to an hour and a half. You're making generally $200 and up in that time. That's your profit. So it's got a very good ROI.
Yeah.
And then hair treatments, if anyone's wondering about hair treatments, they are generally 200 to 400. 200 would be more when someone just needs a little bit of work in maybe their temples are thinning or the crown area is thinning. And then 400 would be a full head. And your treatment cost on hair is, again, it's probably around the $30 to $40 mark, because all you need is the serum and the tip. You don't mask, you don't numb, you don't do any of those extra steps, and it's very, very fast to do. Usually a hair treatment, they're in and out the door in around 30 minutes.
And so with skin treatments, they would come in about every 4 to 6 weeks between treatments. And with hair treatments, they would come in every 2 weeks for a treatment. 6 to 8 treatments are recommended for the hair. And, I usually sell in packages here in Canada, and most practitioners, they usually sell in this package of 4. So then they would come in, sell a package of 4, and they would come in every 4 to 6 weeks. Under 40, they would probably come in every 4 weeks. And then if they're older, probably every 6 weeks, because, our body's a little bit slower to heal. So if we were working at a 0.50 depth, we would numb her. Anything above 0.25, we would numb. Okay, I'm going to come back to the eye. So I did do under the eye here. And we can also go on, the great thing about Procell, we can go actually on top of the eyelids and the brow. So I did go over her brow. If someone did have permanent makeup, we would want to make sure that it's older than 3 months. So we can go over top of the brow, and then we're going to go over top of the eyelid, which is great. Some people have those hooded eyes, so it helps with that. And to tighten it up, I would use my low speed on this. And sometimes it gets a little bit weird because it's a little bit of vibration on the eyeball. But again, we're just doing light taps just to stimulate that collagen. Just like that. Not too bad, is it?
Nope,
No.
not at all.
And then on high, we can go right on that brow bone underneath. We're going to pull up. Just like that. If someone had some acne, we would obviously want to avoid stamping over top of the active acne. The great thing is our serums actually kill the bacteria in acne. So, you know, we could roll that on over top, but of course we would avoid any acne pustules. Anybody have any questions? So quiet.
If anyone wants to unmute and ask anything too, feel free. So I'm just looking at Danielle's model, and you can kind of see how relaxed she is. You know, she's having this micro needling, micro channeling treatment done, and she's not flinching, she's not uncomfortable. Now, granted, we are working at the 0.25 level with her. At the 0.5 level, we do like to numb. Again, just to make sure the client's comfortable, but it is not uncommon to have clients during a 0.5 session to even have a sleep, fall asleep, have a nap, leave your office telling you how relaxed they feel.
Yeah.
This is very different than traditional microneedling, and that's why they refer to it as microneedling evolved. Microchanneling is microneedling evolved. Evolution of where we are now with microneedling and realizing we don't have to work so deep to give our clients the best results.
How often would you recommend a treatment like this? And what would you recommend charging?
So I would do, you know, a treatment every 4 weeks, depending their age. And again, I sell in packages. I like to do a buy 3, get 1 free package. So at $300, $350 a treatment. You know, it's, I can't do the math right now. $13.50 for a package of 4. And then we would reevaluate after those 4. So
who would you recommend purchases the Procell? Like if somebody's like, is it the right modality for me? I'm thinking about it. Who would you recommend it's for?
I would recommend for anyone, you know, we sell to many different practitioners, but anyone who's looking to treat skin concerns, acne, acne scarring, pigmentation, rosacea, although we would never be able to treat an flare up of rosacea, but it does help the appearance. A lot of estheticians I find are just doing simple stuff, you know, maybe facials, and they're just not getting those results, right? And so they want to bring something in to treat all those results essentially. So, and then of course, when you bring in Procell, you're not just doing face treatments, you get to add body treatments, you get to add hair treatments, you get to expand your menu with not just one service, but many. So it's a great thing to add.
Yeah, if I can touch on that, I would agree. I would say that basically anybody who's wanting to provide their clients skin treatments, body treatments, or hair treatments. So, you know, if you love doing nails and lashes, you know, and stuff like that, maybe skin isn't, you know, a passion of yours. You know, Procell might not be for you. I would say this is for people who are passionate about skin repair, who maybe want to dive a little bit into hair as well, because hair treatments are super easy to perform. And we're having great, incredible results with the hair treatment. And then, you know, body treatments too. So I think it's for any practitioner who sort of is passionate in those areas of, you know, really providing their clients with some serious skin or hair repair needs. And we actually have all kinds of practitioners, like Danielle was saying. You have to be licensed to do Procell. So first and foremost, you have to be licensed, or at least in school and on your way to being licensed. And, you know, but we have PMU artists that can do this because they're in scope to actually do this. We've got some acupuncturists are starting to do this. We have some nurses, actually quite a few nurses who are starting to do this. So it's really quite a broad scope. Ruba is asking, or I missed one here. Oh, here, just one sec. So Elena is asking, I see that you can, I believe, finance these, and how do you start that process? So Elena, you just reach out to your rep. If you don't have a rep, Danielle or I would be happy to help you. There is a link in the chat. You can connect with us. And we can get you going on financing, absolutely. So we have a few options with Procell. We've got in-house 0% financing that goes for 3 months, up to 3 months. And then we have extended financing if you would like a much lower payment that we do through a third party. And I believe with that one, you can go from 12 to 60 months and have your payments as low as 100 or 200 a month. So we've definitely got options there.
No problem.
And
I will show you guys, we can also go over right over top of the lips, as long as they don't get any breakouts. It helps bring out their natural color, and of course it helps if they have any little lines in there. So we're just going to go over top nice and gently.
Dolores is asking, how can microneedling benefit patients with acne? So Procell has ingredients in the serum that actually kill bacteria. So that makes us able with this treatment to actually treat people with acne. Now, in saying that, you know, there's a broad range of acne clients and levels of, you know, skin needs that they have and how, you know, bad their skin is. We don't treat cystic acne. Don't recommend you ever treat that, really. That should be under control first through their dermatologist. Once the cystic acne has calmed down, you can fix the skin. So you can repair all the scarring, the pigmentation issues that they've had from that acne. If you have someone come to your office and they, you know, they have sort of mild acne or like a bit of hormonal acne or a bit of teenage acne, you just go around the pustules. You don't want to actually stamp on a pustule and spread that, but you certainly work around them, treat all the skins around them, put the serum on everywhere into the channels as well, onto the pustules, and it will help clear it up. Sometimes there's a minor purge, you know, it'll look a little bit worse before it starts getting better, but that's just sort of part of the process. And we've had really, really good results with treating acne patients. Ruba is asking, I guess the skin has to be clean, and the question is, how long after the standard facial can we perform Procell? Do you want me to just keep going, Danielle, or do you want to take
Sure,
that one?
I actually can't hear anything when the device is running, so it's a little
Okay.
bit, yeah, usually I can, but I don't know.
Whenever you want to say something, just jump in.
Okay.
So Ruba, and I hope everyone else can hear me okay. Maybe post in the chat someone if you can hear me. Hopefully I'm not talking to myself. Ruba, so the skin should be clean, yes. A standard facial, you could do a light facial before a Procell treatment. In fact, you can do a light dermaplane before a Procell treatment. It's actually good to pre-exfoliate the skin a little bit. If you don't have a, thank you everybody, thank you. If you don't have a way to pre-exfoliate the skin, or you're in a hurry, or the client doesn't want to do that, have them do that prior to coming to see you. So I will recommend to my clients to do an exfoliating treatment at home the morning of or the night before, and then they come in, do a nice double cleanse, do your alcohol wipe, make sure the skin is disinfected, and then proceed. But yeah, feel free to do a light facial beforehand. Chemical peels, laser treatments, that kind of stuff, 2 weeks apart. But a basic facial, don't go crazy with extractions or anything like that. But if they have a few that you want to extract beforehand, I would, because, you know, say you have a very congested, clogged nose, and there's a lot of blackheads in there, I'd want to clean that out before I do the Procell treatment, so that the Procell treatment can help tighten those pores, and it can't do that when they're congested. Hopefully that helped answer your question.
So we're pretty much done the treatment. You know, it was very quick. I think about 30 minutes with me talking and stopping. So, you know, you can do a face treatment in less than 20 minutes. So the way we would finish up is the growth factor serums, because right now her channels are open. They're open for 90 minutes. And so we want to be sure that we're putting all those growth factors in. So I'm just going to give her a nice little massage. And, you know, she has a nice sunburnt look here, as you can see. No bleeding, no inflammation. And it will probably last a couple hours and be gone. So for today, she's not going to put on any products, nothing else. We will give her a little serum that she could use just today if she feels a little tight. And then basically she can go back to her normal routine tomorrow, aside from, you know, any retinols and exfoliants, AHA, BHA, we would want to wait a few days. And she can go back to work tomorrow. And then I'm just going to finish off with a mask. Our Procell hydrating mask that we do after every treatment. We're basically taking the moisture out, and we want to put the moisture back in. So I do keep them in the fridge, so I'm going to go grab one.
Okay, and Ruba, I'm just going to jump on and answer your question here. So yes, typically 3 to 350. So, you know, depending on your area, some people charge more there, you know, depending on what area you're living in and what your clients are comfortable with. But so a typical face treatment, of course, is the face, but then also just underneath the neck and chin area, we can usually do a few rows in here, and that helps to tighten up just, you know, that double chin area. So that would be one face treatment. Now, if your client wants to do their neck, décolleté, those are considered an add-on. You can use the same tip, you know, do it in the same appointment, but you will need another serum, chances are. So we consider that an add-on, and then we would charge extra. So we have to charge more, obviously, for our time and for that serum, and a little bit extra for the numbing. So typically an add-on like that would be about 150. And it would take you about another 30 minutes. You're welcome. So Danielle is just applying the post-hydrating mask onto her client's skin. And like Danielle said, she keeps hers in the fridge. I do that as well. We have just small fridges in our treatment rooms. And you don't have to do that by all means, but it's just, it cools the skin down a little bit faster and helps reduce that inflammation and the redness for your client. Some people like to use those cold chilled globes and just do a light face massage over the mask after. That helps as well. And if you have LED and you like to finish your treatment with an LED, maybe a red LED panel, you would do that. So you first, before the mask, you would finish your treatment, LED, and then finish off with the mask last.
And I actually just gave her, because obviously you want your client to be exfoliated before a Procell treatment. They can either do it at home, or what I do here in Canada, I do a light microdermabrasion right before a Procell treatment. So that way I know their skin's exfoliated and we can jump right into the treatment. It doesn't take long, you know, a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm. And that way too, we're not trying to get those tiny filaments, because a 0.25 and a 0.5 are very small. You know, that would be the thickness of maybe a dime. You know, very, very teeny needles. So we want to make sure we're actually getting to the correct depth that we want to, and not having to work through, you know, a lot of extra dry skin that's on the face.
So I'm going to leave her for a moment.
If everyone would like, I can show some before and afters of skin and hair. Just let me know in the chat if you guys would like to see those, or unmute yourself.
And Laura, I have a few before and afters I could show.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. And, you know, if people want to take a look, they can.
So I'm just never done this before, but I'm going to Maria, is there a way that I can screen share possibly?
Yep. Hold on a second. I believe you can now. Try.
Yeah, perfect. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so one thing we'll talk about, Procell is all made in the USA, except for aside from our motor, which is made in Germany. So it's a German-Swiss motor. So everything else is made in the USA. I'm just going to move this over. So when you purchase with Procell, it's not just the device, you get a lot of things included with it. One main thing is lifetime warranty. So unlimited, you know, if something happens to your device, it's covered depending on, you know, what happens. You send it in, we'll replace it, fix it, ship you out a new one, whatever we need to do. And then of course, all our trainings included, certification. We also, when you purchase, we'll send you a folder that has consent forms, protocols, all that, before and afters, marketing material, promoting. We also help you promote. If you are getting started with Procell, we'll help you with marketing, launching your new service, helping you with pricing. So it's a lot of stuff. It's not just the device, you get a lot of stuff included with it. Some earnings, as we kind of talked about. So this is kind of based on $300 a treatment. So if you do, and this is based on a 5-day work week. So if you do, you know, 2 clients a day on a 5-day work week, that's $600 a day. Weekly, you can make almost $3,000. Monthly, it's almost $12,000. So the return on investment is very high with Procell. And then I'm just going to show you a couple before and afters. I don't know if I can zoom in. Can you see those okay? So our top one obviously is focused on fine lines and wrinkles. So this is before and after, amazing results. Fine lines, wrinkles, we have some pigmentation in this one, tightening. This one's focused on the under eye area, amazing results because we can get right down to the lash line. And we have some more here, Fitzpatrick, so we can treat all Fitzpatrick 1 through 6. So this was after her second session, before and after, amazing results. The chest treatment, which I know for me, with being in the Okanagan in BC, we have a lot of clients coming in with a lot of sun damage. And so, you know, the face, neck, and chest were my most common areas. Another treatment here, this is 3 sessions. Amazing results. And a few more here, focus fine lines and wrinkles, tightening. Same with this one. Under eyes, great results. This is a before a Procell treatment, right after. So you can see that light pink, and that's 3 weeks later. This looks like a rosacea client. Great results. Hair treatments. So this one looks like it was a full treatment, 8 treatments. So with our growth factors in our hair serums, it's actually a specific growth factor that we have that basically awakens dormant follicles. And right here, this I believe was 8 treatments, and he was a 83-year-old, so amazing results. More hair treatments here. I know, you know, a lot of clients, you know, throughout COVID got some hair loss. So I know it's a common thing. So we can treat that. And then body treatments, of course. So this is some skin tightening here on the arm. Stretch marks we can treat. Great results. More stretch marks. So this was after 2 treatments. Skin tightening here. So this one was used with a body tip. So we do have 3 different sizes of tips. We have a small tip, a precision tip, a face tip, which I just used, and then a body tip, which is the large one. So that treatment went very quick for her. We have a surgical scarring here on the abdomen. I believe this might have been a Procell wrap. Great results. Surgical scarring on the arm. I believe this was not many 2 treatments, I believe. The results are amazing.
Yeah, can I jump in?
And then this one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Can I jump in on that last one? That arm one, that arm scar, that was from, so that client had weight loss surgery and then had that extra, you know, skin. And so that was an arm surgery. And yeah, I believe that was only 2 treatments with Procell, and her skin just took to it like magic.
It did. Amazing. And then I believe this is the last one. This is some stretch marks, very common. This is done after 2 treatments of Procell. Okay. So that's basically it for treatment. So I'm going to remove the mask, and still a little bit of red, but it will calm down in probably a couple hours. And then of course we have the growth factor serums that we can either send home with the client or we can retail. We do have 2 different sizes. We have the trial size, and then we have the large size as well that you can send home with your client. And then you can also retail the masks as well. I know Penny is actually one of my clients that likes to take a mask home, so I retail the mask for her as well. Do we have any questions? How much time do we have? I guess we have a few more minutes.
That was awesome, Danielle. I was just going to mention quick too in the aftercare that we have, like Danielle had touched on there, the growth factors that we apply to the skin during the treatment are also in that aftercare. So I always like to tell my clients, we're doing 50% of the work here. Other 50% comes from you at home. So, use the aftercare, use SPF, avoid going in the sun as much as possible. And yeah, that will speed up their results exponentially. Very helpful if they're using the aftercare.
For sure. Mariah, do you have any questions?
We're for sure leaving it open if anybody has questions. You guys are also more than welcome to turn on your mics.
And you see her redness has, calmed down, as long, I can see it probably a little bit better, but it has calmed down a little bit just from the mask. So
yeah, I find often clients, by the time they are leaving after the mask, it just looks like they've had a bit of a workout. They have just a mild flushing to the skin, and yeah, they're often like, oh, this is nothing. Yeah, I'm fine to go to the grocery store now, or, do whatever errands they have to have done. It's typically pretty minimal after, unless you have someone with really sensitive skin.
and then also too, we have different tip sizes that to stay within scope in your area. So maybe find out, within your state board, and we would happy to answer any questions.
Yes, we thank you, Danielle, for reminding me. We do now have tips that are legal in every state. So it doesn't matter where you're living, check with whatever your regulations are. We always recommend that, but we now have also nano tips. So there is no puncturing of the skin at all with our nano tips. They're called Nano Glow. So we have tips for, every need, which we didn't used to have. So we're really happy and excited about that. Ruba, how often should customers use the mask? You want to take that one?
Yes. So with a Procell treatment, Ruba, we would do it immediately after a treatment. Like I said, we're taking the moisture out. We need to replace it immediately. So we would do the mask immediately after a Procell treatment. And then, some clients may just want to purchase the mask to use it a little later on, or, if they want to have a little spa day at home. So you could retail those and they can use them anytime.
Maybe once a week, typically, I would say too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When they just have the treatment though, like Danielle's client here, she could do another one tomorrow, because, you want to prevent tool post-treatment. So yeah, if she wanted to do another one tomorrow, if her skin felt a little tight, I would encourage it. Once her skin gets back to its regular hydration, once a week is generally good.
Okay, so if there's no more questions, I provided a link if you guys are interested in Procell. If you guys want to rewatch this, it is going to get sent out via newsletter along with any contact information, and it's already streaming and pinned to the top of the group, so you guys can watch it right away.
Well, thank you, everyone. I would just like to say thanks so much for everybody taking time out of their day and joining us. These are fun for us. We love doing them and teaching and answering questions. And so I just want to thank everyone for taking time and being here with us.
Yes, thank you guys.
And thank you guys for, doing this demo. I'm sure there's a ton of Procell questions.
Awesome. Yeah, so I think Maria had posted our link. Feel free, if you have a rep already, reach out to them. They're all great. If you don't and you want more information, we do have special pricing on for anyone who attended. So reach out to Danielle and I, and we'll be happy to help you too with information or questions, whatever you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Happy
Bye.
week. Bye.